Hey, what's up, Westside students? So we are coming to you live on YouTube because that's where you guys are watching right now.
Midweek at home.
Midweek at home.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. It's gonna be great. And we're missing you guys, and
But dude, like they're doing such a here. Let's talk about this real quick. And we weren't gonna talk about this, but we are now because we're live. I just want to give a huge shout out to all the students who are serving at Kids Gig. You guys are doing amazing. Yeah, I mean we can do all the dances now, but like, hey, listen, it's so amazing to see so many of our students like taking over and leading this week at Kids Gig, and we're looking forward to next week, right?
It's gonna be fun. Is it next week?
Yeah, no,
the following week.
The following week, but next week we got something really good for them, don't we? It's a surprise. You got to be here.
You gotta be
on
here
on the 18th, and we're just super pumped to be able to just come talk to you guys tonight. One of the things we do want to do is I think it'd be fun to give something away for one conference, don't you?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
But you have to comment, like, and share.
Comment, like, and share. And we are going to give away one free pass to one conference.
Is this a VIP pass or?
Dude, you know what? We're going to VIP it, and we're going to make sure that you have a front row seat to every session.
You get to meet the band.
Yep, you get to meet the band, Ethan. Like you get to meet everyone that you want to meet. We're going to VIP this up.
Man, I would be on that right now. Comment, like, share.
And so we'll give that away. We'll pop it on Instagram on later this week, and we'll announce who won it. And so it's gonna be super fun, man.
Hopefully it's me. I need to go on
there. You need to go in there and do it. Speaking of things that are happening soon or even happened yesterday, iOS 26,
we were texting about it.
Yes, we were.
And I'm kind of scared to update, to be honest.
Yeah.
I texted JJ. I was like, "Are you gonna update?" And so I don't know. He might do it today.
I think. Well, here's what we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna update right now. Here we go. It might crash. Yep. So update now. Let me put my passcode in. You don't need to see that. But okay, dude, it is officially update requested. We're gonna have the new iOS 26, which means that you now have to update.
Well, I'm using my phone right now. So
after we're gonna update.
I'll see if your phone doesn't like crash
or burn so bad.
Oh, hold on. On the chat, comment Android or iPhone.
iPhone. Android or iPhone? Apple. Yeah.
I personally like Apple.
Yeah, me too.
But that's just my.
I don't really like, like when you're in a group text and you get that one person that has an Android. We're not talking bad about any of you who are watching
makes
this.
It green, like it makes
it makes it green. I'm like, no, I want the blue, man. Like, come on, it's so good.
Blue.
Dude, we didn't come here to talk about iOS 26.
We're not getting sponsored.
We're not. Hey, that would be cool. Maybe Apple, if you're listening to this, sponsor us. We would love to
brand new
iPhones, whatever you want to give us. We'd love the sponsorship. But what we wanted to do today is we wanted to read a scripture, something that Larry kind of brought to light. He was sharing this verse with me, and I was like, man, we need to share this with you all because it was impactful for me. It's been impactful for you, and we're just gonna talk about it and give you guys like one thing that you can do tonight as you're just hanging out at home. And go ahead and like tell us the verse, bro, and then let's read it.
Yeah,
so talk about it.
It's Mark chapter 3, verse 13, and it says this. And if you have your Bible, you can just listen. It says, "And he went up to the mountain and called to him those whom he desired, and they came to him." Verse 14 says, "And he appointed 12, whom he also named the apostles, so that they might be with him, and he might send them out to preach." So I was reading through this, and I was like, I paused there for a second. I was like, okay, there's two things happening here. He's calling them, but what is he calling them to? So that's kind of like where everything got started for me. Is like, what is he calling it, them to? And the first thing that stood out to me was like, he's calling them to be with him.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, and then the second thing was, it says here, he's calling them to preach, but the first thing was be with him.
Be with him, yeah.
And so I think that for me just hit me hard, because a lot of times I think we want to produce or perform or do all of this or preach or go and do the big things, when the first thing God is telling us here is that he wants us to be with him.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good, man, because there's something that I've been just really thinking a lot about lately. I mean, you hit on it just a second. It's like, before we produce, we're called to connect with Jesus. And so like one of the things I've been really trying to get in the habit of doing is like, man, before I come home or before I go into a meeting, before I have go to lunch and stuff, it's like, how can I just connect with God before that, because connection needs to happen before production.
Yeah.
And I just think for me, dude, like that's been so transformational, because it's no longer about, man, let me just wake up in the morning, I'm just gonna spend 30, 40 minutes with Jesus, and then that's the rest of the only time I spend with him, connecting with him. It's been like, no, how can I connect with him throughout the day? And I think like that's where we have to get to as followers of Jesus. It's like, no, I wanna try to figure out not how I can only connect once, but how I can connect multiple times throughout the day.
Yeah,
And so
that's good. Yeah, one of the examples that come to my mind right now when you're talking about you got to be connected to produce is like a light can't be like turned on, like, you know, unless it's connected to the source.
Yeah.
Like you can, if it's not connected, it won't produce.
Right.
So like it won't produce the light that you need. So, but it has to be connected. So that kind of comes to my mind when you're talking about that being connected to the source. And for us, when we spend time with Jesus, we being connected with him, you know, like in our daily lives. I like to say it this way, it's a lifestyle.
It is.
It's a way of life. It's a way that we kind of, you know, everything we do is worship, is being with him. And so that's super good. And for me as a worship leader, I love to just spend time with Jesus, like with my guitar.
Yeah.
You know, there's times that I just grab it and I'm like, I throw an oldie song that, you know, one of those that we did back in the day, like in youth ministry. And it's just this time of me connecting with God and me just being with him. I can pull out my Bible and just read something like this verse. You know, I was reading this and God just speaks to me and I feel connected, and I'm, you know, and that's what he's saying here, like be connected with him first above everything else. That's right. There's a verse that talks about that, like seek him above everything else.
That's right. Well, and then you even have like John 15 that talks about like, I am the vine, you're the branches. So we connect to him, and even before God produces something in us, like the fruit, it only comes by us staying connected to the vine. And man, I think you mentioned like music, you connect through music, and I think there's a variety of ways for us to connect with God, and we're all wired a little bit differently. And like some people, man, you're connected to God by getting out in nature. Some of you connect with God actually through reading books or reading the Bible. You sit down and you're like, man, I connect with God that way. Music, there's so many different ways for us to connect with God. So I think really just for you and for us as we're considering what we're talking about today, it's simply this, is like application point would be, find one way that you can connect with God and just do that over and over and over again. It doesn't have to necessarily look like, reading the Bible is important, prayer is important, but like, man, sometimes it's like, no, I feel the most connected to God when I'm outside. And if that's you, like, go spend time outside. Like if you're like, dude, I gotta be in a deer stand to connect with God, get in a stinking deer stand. Like for me, it's like, I get on my bike and I connect with God, and that's why I ride so much. And so that's like our challenge for you all as you're thinking about this, as we're really just getting into summer flow, is like, how do you connect with God? And once you figure out like, hey, here's how I best connect with God, do that as much as possible, and then watch it transform everything else.
And it's so hard right now, like in summertime, you guys having just something like hang out with friends, doing all sorts of stuff, like just being, you know, teenagers. But we would really encourage you guys, like JJ's saying, just to spend time with Jesus. And that could be, you know, whatever they feel like. For me, I've been loving walking lately. And that's another way I spend time with him, and I just kind of walk and look at nature and see what God's created, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be complex. It's just simple, and even maybe it's just something that you do on top of something else you already do. Like you're walking and like, dude, I'm connecting with God, I'm talking to him, and so
I haven't gotten into biking like you.
Yeah. It's the way to go,
goat
man.
in that.
I try. Move over, Lance Armstrong. But so yeah, hey, so that's our challenge for you. Find one way. We would love to actually hear that. So like, you know, drop us a DM on Instagram. Let us know in the chat, like, you know, how do you best connect with God? We'd love to hear. You heard a little bit of examples from us, and man, we're looking forward to seeing you all next week. I know I'm ready to see you after not being around for a few weeks, and it's gonna be great. And trust me, the week after, one conference is gonna be great. So if you haven't got signed up, get signed up. And if you want to win it for free, come for free.
Comment and share. And also the 18th, next week, it's gonna be awesome. Y'all need to be here. It's gonna be great.
So hey, we love you guys, and we hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see ya.